this is Amanda Bynes today, but wait, that's not how she was 25 years ago. Today's kids might not know who Amanda Bynes is, but she was a superstar for the kids in the 90s. Now, our world has become so globalized now, and people hold so much inside that they want to share every part of their life with everyone. In this process, they often end up giving unnecessary attention to their children, too. While healthy attention is fine, especially when it's about sharing an innocent post or video, the problem arises when these parents start treating their kids as money-making machines. This doesn't just ruin the innocence of their childhood, but can end up spoiling their entire lives. Among those most affected are child artists. These children are forced to mature before their time and live a life they didn't choose for themselves, but one that others around them planned for them. Something similar happened 35 years ago when Amanda Bynes, just 3 years old, was launched as a child actress by her parents. From that day onward, Amanda Bynes' life changed in ways no one could have imagined. Now let's start the story of a child actress in her time who at one point ruled Hollywood by doing quirky roles and by taking channels like Nickelodeon to new heights. But now, that star seems to have faded. So let's begin with the one and only Amanda Bynes. On April 3, 1986, Amanda Bynes was born as the third child of her father, Rick Bynes, and mother, Lynn. Her father, Rick, had tried to become a comedian in his younger days, but eventually became a dentist, while her mother worked as a dental assistant. From childhood, Amanda was a creative girl who loved drawing, painting, and designing. She often expressed her desire to become a fashion designer.
I didn't know that you were an artist. I know that you were an actress. I didn't know that, do you pursue this?
Well, I want to be a fashion designer. I love to draw, girls. I don't really draw guys. So, I did something special for you.
At the same time, she was an outspoken, extroverted girl who enjoyed making people laugh. From a young age, she loved imitating the voices of old actresses and cracking jokes. She has the natural talent for humor. She discovered these talents early on, and that's when her parents began noticing her potential. It's common for parents to encourage their children when they notice unique abilities in them, helping them grow and choose a career they enjoy. Rick and Lynn were no different. When they recognized Amanda's talent, they decided to push her towards acting. It is said that Amanda did some theater work when she was just 3 years old. By the time she turned 7, she had appeared in several commercials, including Barbie and chocolate commercials, and even performed at the famous Los Angeles Laugh Factory.
Barbie doll and butterflies do not move by themselves, but you can make them flutter on a dress with a wand. Ken not included.
Young children don't usually understand what's good or bad for them. They often enjoy the praise, free food, and extra attention they receive. Even if they don't take things seriously, they enjoy the experience. However, for Amanda, things were different. She not only started taking acting seriously, but also became the primary breadwinner for her family. This led to her parents' greed, forcing little Amanda to work as a full-time child actress. While performing at the Laugh Factory, a Nickelodeon producer, who Amanda later revealed in an interview to be Dan Schneider, noticed her talent and offered her a role on the sketch comedy show All That. Amanda became a key cast member from seasons 3 through 6, playing multiple characters. Her success on the show brought her widespread recognition and earned her a Kids' Choice Award in 2000. From 1997 to 1999, she was also a regular on Nickelodeon's Figure It Out. However, during her teenage years, Amanda began facing criticism about her appearance. For instance, some people would comment on her puffy face. While some might find it cute, others couldn't resist pointing it out. Even though Amanda didn't show any extreme reaction at the time, this might have been the beginning of her obsession with having a skinny body. And on top of that, it was also said that her mother also sometimes discourages her by saying that she is not good looking, so she needs to focus on her acting. After the tremendous success of All That, producers made an entire show with Amanda as its star. Her highest rise was when Dan Schneider brought her into her own show. The Amanda Show is a live-action sketch comedy that went very big and popular. For 3 straight years, Amanda was chosen as the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award favorite TV actress because of her great performances in the show. Because it was so popular, people assumed the Amanda Show would be there forever. But in 2002, the show simply ended. On the outside, everything looked fine, but inside things didn't seem so fine for Amanda. Chelsea Brumette was a co-star of Amanda Bynes from All That. She eventually came forward and shared what she thought of Amanda at the time. She stated that Amanda was cold and not self-assured. She, quote, I found her to be cold. I think maybe she felt like, who are these people? This is my legacy, Chelsea told Radar. She further explained that Amanda's demeanor felt distant, adding, "It was like she's shaking hands with someone who barely touches your fingers." Bromette also recalled how Amanda was reserved and would keep interactions minimal. She was closed off to everybody. If you asked her a question, she'd give a short answer just to end the conversation, she said. Adding to this, Bromette noted, it was as if she didn't want anyone to really know her. She also pointed out signs of Amanda struggling with the pressures of fame, stating that Amanda was always self-conscious, particularly at Hollywood events. On red carpets, if someone like Lindsay Lohan was there, Amanda would constantly look at herself and adjust her hair. You could see how conscious she was about her appearance, especially as her career began to decline, Chelsea said. According to Bromette, Amanda lacked some things because she was no longer in the limelight. I don't think she liked not being the center of attention. She seemed addicted to fame. It was her lifestyle, she added. Chelsea also mentioned Amanda's strained relationship with her father, Rick. From what I heard on set, her dad was very controlling. Amanda often seemed defiant towards him and appeared to be hiding things. They would clash frequently, she said. Interestingly, Bromette shared these observations during a period when Amanda supposedly accused her father of sexual abuse, a claim that generated a huge outcry. We'll cover this in the upcoming section, but from the standpoint of Amanda's situation, she did not even have control over what was happening. Some believe that the abrupt end of Nickelodeon might have had a darker backstory. Amanda herself reportedly accused Dan Schneider of impregnating her at the age of 13 and claimed she had a secret abortion. However, none of these allegations have ever been proven, and they remain based solely on her statements. The scandal surrounding Dan Schneider also points to his inappropriate treatment of a 13-year-old Amanda Bynes. A now infamous video, featured in the infamous docu-series, had made viewers uncomfortable. It depicts an adult Dan Schneider directing a scene where a bikini-clad young Amanda is sitting in a hot tub. Fans are furious over this footage and term it inappropriate. None of these claims have been officially confirmed, and Schneider isn't named directly in any of them, but conspiracy theories abound online. The new docuseries, Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, is about the serious abuse claims against the show executives. And the series also has a testimony from former Nickelodeon child actors, such as Drake Bell, detailing the disturbing experience. The big screen and rise to fame. After the abrupt end of The Amanda Show, Amanda's big break came with the movie Big Fat Liar. And who was behind its production? None other than Dan Schneider. He was instrumental in giving Amanda her entry into the silver screen. The movie's success catapulted Amanda into stardom, and she went on to star in several popular films, including What a Girl Wants, She's the Man, Love Wrecked, Sydney White, and Hairspray. From the outside, Amanda's life seemed picture perfect. However, things were not ideal behind the scenes. The struggles within her home severely affected her life in tragic ways. In 2003, Amanda's parents fired her manager and lawyer against her will. Amanda's parents initially pushed her into dreams she may not have even wanted for herself. When she eventually adjusted to their expectations, they began to control every aspect of her life. Their justification? Amanda was still a child and supposedly incapable of making decisions. But was she not too young to bear the responsibility of being her family's sole breadwinner? After all, her acting career was bringing in the money that allowed her father to retire. This man was literally treating Amanda like a money-making machine. But why did her parents take such a drastic decision? It was because Amanda, at around 16 or 17, tried to gain emancipation from her parents. As you know, emancipation allows a financially independent minor to legally separate from their parents before reaching adulthood. However, Amanda's request was ultimately denied by a judge. Dan Schneider, in a March 19th video, revealed that Amanda had sought help from her team, including him during this period. Amanda was between the ages of 16 and 17 and wanted to get emancipated from her parents, which was a fairly common thing for successful young actors at the time, he said. She wanted that independence and turned to her team, her lawyer, agent, manager, publicist, and me for support. While we supported her, the emancipation attempt didn't work out. For context, emancipation isn't unheard of in Hollywood. For instance, Millie Bobby Brown reportedly faced similar struggles with her life controlled by her mother. However, Millie endured until she turned 18 and could legally take charge of her life. Unfortunately, Amanda wasn't as fortunate. At just 16, all she knew was to follow her parents' rules, even when they went against her desires. Faced with mounting restrictions and no autonomy, Amanda felt trapped. According to accounts featured in Quiet on Set, she ran away from home after a heated argument with her parents, particularly her father. In a video shared on his YouTube page on March 19th, Dan Schneider recalled the incident. The phone rang early in the morning, and it was Amanda. She sounded upset and distressed. She had a conflict with her parents, most likely her father, and called me. I was immediately concerned for her safety, so I contacted somebody nearby who could reach her. The person picked her up, ensuring she was safe, and eventually the situation led to her being taken to the police. This moment highlighted the extent of Amanda's struggle against her parents' control, leaving her desperate for freedom in an environment where she felt unheard. When Amanda wanted to take control of her own career, her parents not only took complete control over her life, but also over her professional decisions. Dan Schneider and Amanda Bynes' complicated relationship. It is said that around 2002 and 2003, Amanda Bynes was going through a very turbulent phase in her life. During this time, some videos and photos of her surfaced, allegedly showing inappropriate closeness between Dan Schneider, an adult producer, and Amanda Bynes, who was then a child actress. This speculation was further fueled by rumors of Amanda having had an abortion as a teenager. Many viewers also pointed out unsettling scripts and scenes from The Amanda Show, claiming that some of its content was inappropriate for a children's show. But why was Dan Schneider, among all people, accused of such allegations with Amanda? Here are some examples that you can judge for yourself. It has been alleged that Dan exploited Amanda's talents. Many sketches in The Amanda Show not only objectified her, but also other child actors. One particularly disturbing aspect involves Amanda gargling mouthwash, which was seen as fetishized. One of the most unsettling sketches comes from episode 8, where it's Amanda's birthday scene. She blows out the candles and makes a wish. Dan's script wrote her wish as wanting not just one cute guy, but several teenage boys. Subsequently, a group of teenage boys emerges from the stage and stands beside her. This scene left many viewers uncomfortable, and the overall content of the show raised concerns. Amanda was only 13 years old at the time, and likely unaware of any innuendos in these scenes. To understand this, it's important to note that he was a highly influential Nickelodeon producer at the time. He was a key figure in scouting and launching the careers of young stars in the TV industry, making him a powerful and controversial figure. Dan Schneider's controversial history extends beyond Amanda Bynes, with many female cast members from shows like Victorious, iCarly, and Zoey 101 reportedly experiencing pressure to perform uncomfortable, faux sexual acts on camera. When they expressed their discomfort, Schneider allegedly yelled and threatened their careers. Former cast member Jeanette McCurdy had mentioned that Nickelodeon pressured her to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which prevented her and likely many others from speaking out or pursuing legal action. It's widely believed that NDAs silence numerous actors who may have experienced similar situations. Despite these claims, some individuals, like Chris Underwood, shared a different perspective. Underwood, who appeared on Nickelodeon shows, stated that he personally never had a bad experience working on set or with Schneider himself. He noted that from his perspective, Schneider might recognize his alleged past misconduct and could potentially be capable of creating a more positive work environment. However, Underwood also shared his personal trauma, separate from Nickelodeon, revealing that at the age of 12, he was groomed and molested by his best friend's stepfather, which led to losing his friendship. At 19, he was again a victim, sexually harassed and assaulted by an agent he trusted. These experiences highlight the pervasive issue of abuse in the entertainment industry. Amanda Bynes' turbulent relationship with Schneider adds to this troubling narrative. After running away from home, she sought solace in Schneider, whom she saw as a mentor and a parental figure since he had launched her career. However, rumors suggest she was allegedly brainwashed and sexually exploited by Schneider to the point where she believed such behavior was normal. Even if one assumes these allegations are baseless, Amanda was undeniably a significant source of income for Schneider. Her shows consistently attracted large audiences to Nickelodeon, generating substantial revenue. During her formative years, it seems no adult genuinely prioritized Amanda's mental well-being. Most were focused solely on their financial interests. In 2004, Amanda stepped away from the spotlight, taking a break from both television and film. Her comeback occurred within the TV series What I Like About You. And once again, the producer of this series was Dan Schneider. Becoming an adult and her relationship controversy. In What I Like About You, Amanda Bynes played one of the lead roles and was fully focused on her performance in the show. During this period, Amanda often mentioned in interviews that her father controlled her life and wouldn't even allow her to hang out with friends at the mall. Amidst all this, Amanda began dating Nick Zano, her co-star on the sitcom. However, this relationship turned out to be another step toward her downfall rather than a healthier life. The issue was that Amanda was only 17 years old at the time, making her a minor, and Nick Zano was 24. The significant age gap didn't sit well with people, leading to public criticism of their relationship. Surprisingly, most of the criticism was directed at Amanda herself. Yes, you heard that right. Amanda was being criticized for a relationship where she was the minor. There could be several reasons for this backlash. Firstly, the obvious one, she was underage. Secondly, Amanda had a quirky public image, and her sudden involvement in a relationship wasn't seen as being a good role model for children. However, let's pause for a moment. Nick was the adult in this scenario, and the responsibility should have been on him to avoid dating someone so much younger. Yet, Amanda ended up bearing the brunt of the blame. It felt like everyone around her was judging her decisions, but there was no one to guide her or teach her about life. In her career, Amanda lent her voice to Piper in the 2005 movie Robots. Then came the film She's the Man, which received mixed reviews and box office responses. However, Amanda's performance in the movie, particularly her comedic timing, was highly praised. Despite the professional success, Amanda was visibly struggling with her self-image. During interviews around that time, she admitted she didn't like how she looked. In fact, in one interview, she joked that she resembled Peter Pan, which made people laugh, but it was evident that she was visibly unhappy. She didn't seem comfortable with roles where her appearance, such as portraying a man, was a focus. The most depressing role for Amanda. For Amanda Bynes, She's the Man became yet another step towards disaster. In an interview with Paper Magazine in 2018, she recalled, "When the movie came out and I saw it, I went into a deep depression for 4 to 6 months because I didn't like how I looked when I was a boy." She added, "I've never told anyone that." Seeing herself with short hair and sideburns felt like a super strange and out-of-body experience. It just really put me into a funk. Around the same time, Amanda landed one of her most promising roles in the romantic musical comedy Hairspray. Although her part in the movie was a supporting one, she worked alongside big names like John Travolta, Nikki Blonsky, Zac Efron, Christopher Walken, and more. It seemed as though her life was getting back on track. However, this wasn't the case. During the Hairspray era, Amanda came across an article in a magazine about the new skinny pill, which talked about how women were using it to stay thin. She admitted, "I was like, well, I have to get my hands on that." Like many millennials experimenting with amphetamines during their teenage or college years, Amanda was able to obtain a prescription by going to a psychiatrist and faking the symptoms of ADD. Her parents, deeply concerned about her behavior, believed Amanda had become a substance abuser. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, they claimed she had become paranoid, delusional, and was draining her bank account. This marked another troubling chapter in Amanda's life, where personal struggles began to overshadow her professional success. Her childhood dream. After working on movie projects, Amanda finally launched her clothing and fashion jewelry line. In August 2007, Bynes collaborated with Stephen Barry's to create her own fashion line called Dear, which consisted of apparel and accessories. She had dreamed of doing this since childhood, and she finally got the chance to live her dream. She designed tons of jewelry and clothing, and on top of that, it was affordable at the time, with some items priced under $20. However, this Dear fashion line came to an end when Stephen Barry's filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy in 2008. Sadly, there was no one to encourage Amanda to give up on movies and pursue her dream of becoming a fashion designer again. Everyone just wanted to treat her like a cash cow. She worked continuously on numerous projects from 1999 to 2008, which left her feeling exhausted. As a result, people claimed she started to spiral. Around this time, Amanda also faced criticism for being in a relationship with Brian Hart, a football player. She was often seen at clubs, attending late-night parties and appearing drunk, contrary to her claims that she was a clean girl who didn't smoke, drink, or use weed. During that period, she also did a photo shoot for Maxim magazine. She looked stunning and gorgeous, and there's no denying she slayed the cover shoot. However, as usual, she faced backlash. Amanda Bynes had always been portrayed as a good girl, and her earlier roles were those of a quirky, sweet character. She was almost typecast into those roles, a beautiful, charming, yet quirky girl who was too good to be mean. But Amanda wanted to break free from this typecast and repeatedly mentioned that she could take on different roles. Unfortunately, for many people, she was still the girl next door. So when she did a bold photo shoot like this, removing her clothes, it sparked controversy. Despite the criticism, the sexy cover shoot was her moment, and she completely owned it. Bynes' struggle with addiction and being replaced in a movie. In 2009, Amanda Bynes landed a role in the movie Hall Pass, where she was set to play a babysitter, a promising opportunity in her career. However, insider reports stated that Amanda's behavior on set was troubling. She allegedly didn't interact responsibly with others, frequently got into arguments, and often showed up to the set under the influence. In an interview with Paper Magazine in 2018, Amanda reflected on her experience during the filming of Hall Pass. She shared, "I remember seeing my image on the screen and literally tripping out, thinking my arm looked so fat because it was in the foreground or whatever. I rushed off set thinking, oh my god, I look so bad." She further explained that her inability to remember her lines due to being high and her dissatisfaction with her appearance led her to leave the project. Despite rumors that she was fired, Amanda clarified, "I wasn't fired. I made the decision to leave, which was completely unprofessional of me. Walking off the set and leaving everyone stranded after they had spent so much on the production was wrong." This marked the beginning of a downward spiral. Amanda's parents later disclosed that she struggled with profound body image issues, often obsessing over her and others' appearances, believing they were unattractive. Retirement, Easy A, and struggles with body dysmorphia. On June 9, 2010, Amanda shocked her fans by tweeting about her retirement. She wrote, "I've never written the movies and TV shows I've been a part of, only acted as the characters the producers or directors wanted me to play. Being an actress isn't fun. If I don't love something, I stop doing it. I don't love acting anymore, so I've stopped. I know 24 is a young age to retire, but you heard it here first. I've #retired." At the time, Amanda was also posting a series of controversial tweets, including negative comments about Beyoncé and Jay-Z. However, just a month later, she tweeted, "I'm unretired," leaving fans confused. Later, Amanda attended a screening of her last film, Easy A, and had a vastly different reaction than the audience. She had been cast in this high school comedy directed by Will Gluck alongside Emma Stone. Amanda's role was well received, and the movie became a success. However, during the screening, she said, "I couldn't stand my appearance in that movie. I didn't like my performance and was convinced I needed to stop acting." Amanda admitted that she was high on marijuana when watching the movie, which may have exacerbated her negative reaction. Reflecting on her time filming Hall Pass, she revealed that Adderall played a significant role in her erratic behavior. She said, "I used to chew Adderall tablets thinking it would make me feel higher. I remember being scatterbrained and unable to focus or memorize my lines." Easy A ended up being Amanda's final acting project. She officially retired after its release, bringing her 20-year acting career to an end. Starting her career at the age of 3 and retiring at 24 meant she had spent nearly more than 20 years in the industry, a career longer than many can imagine. Exhausted and disillusioned, Amanda stepped away from acting. Unfortunately, her life took a darker turn after her retirement as she struggled with addiction, mental health issues, and the pressure of public scrutiny. Aftermath. After ending her acting career, she found herself lost, unsure of what to do next. Her entire life had revolved around acting, but now she no longer enjoyed it. With nothing to occupy her time, she mostly stayed at home, baking cakes and leading a lazy, unproductive life. This lifestyle took a toll on her, as she was already struggling with body dysmorphia and drug abuse. When she wasn't at home, she would go out partying. The first legal trouble came in March 2012, when Amanda was caught talking on her phone while driving. The ticket was only $20, but after showing her ID, she decided to flee the scene. This led to her being charged with a felony. From there, a series of DUI-related arrests and fines began. She was arrested numerous times, and during one of the arrests, her mugshot showing her infamous pink hair gained a lot of attention. People speculated that Amanda was breaking rules intentionally to land edgy roles in movies or TV shows. However, as we know, that never happened. She even tweeted at then-President Barack Obama, saying, "Obama, please fire the cop who arrested me. I don't drink. I also don't hit and run. The end." Around this time, her parents moved to Los Angeles to support her. One day, after leaving a boutique, she was spotted by paparazzi who started filming her. She asked them to stop, explaining that she wasn't ready and needed to look presentable for the photos. Despite her protests, they did not stop. Allegedly, she grabbed one of the paparazzi's cameras and even scratched him with her nails. While this sparked controversy, it's hard to blame her, as the paparazzi clearly crossed boundaries. Feeling overwhelmed, Amanda entered a bakery shop and locked herself in the bathroom for 30 minutes to escape the situation. The bakery owner, worried she might have fainted, called firefighters. When Amanda came out, she calmly explained that she was simply doing her makeup. Following these incidents, Amanda moved to New York. Initially, things seemed fine, but her behavior soon became erratic. Neighbors began complaining about strange smells coming from her apartment. She eventually relocated to the W Square. In November 2012, Amanda threatened to sue Touch magazine for publishing a false article claiming she was seen completely naked outside a salon in New York. She clarified, "I'm not troubled. I don't get naked in public. I'm 26, a multimillionaire, retired. Please respect my privacy." However, in that era, and even today, it was nearly impossible for people to simply forget about her. Amanda's delusions and her completely out-of-control addiction. On May 13, 2013, Amanda Bynes was charged with reckless endangerment and possession of illegal substances after behaving erratically in the lobby of a Manhattan building. When officers arrived at her 36th-floor apartment, she allegedly threw a bong out of the window. By this time, Amanda's once cheerful, bubbly appearance had drastically changed. She was often seen wearing colorful wigs, oversized sunglasses, and sporting cheek piercings, which added to her unrecognizable look. Her behavior on social media during this period also raised concerns. Amanda frequently posted inflammatory and cruel tweets targeting other celebrities. It seemed as though she was using Twitter as an outlet to vent her anger and frustration. One of her most notorious tweets was directed at Rihanna. "You look so ugly trying to be white. Chris Brown, F you because you're not pretty anymore. Unlike your ugly face self, I don't do drugs. You need an intervention, dog. I met your ugly face in person and you are not pretty enough. No one wants to be your lover. I almost named my dog Rihanna." Rihanna responded with a single biting tweet. "You see what happens when they cancel intervention?" This exchange further highlighted Amanda's deteriorating mental state and the public spectacle it was becoming. Just 2 months later, Amanda was arrested again, this time for allegedly starting a small fire in a stranger's driveway. Following this incident, she was hospitalized and placed under a 72-hour psychiatric evaluation. This marked another troubling chapter in her downward spiral as her actions and behavior became increasingly erratic and concerning. Her deteriorating mental health. After Amanda's increasingly alarming behavior, her parents decided to intervene by petitioning a judge to place their 27-year-old daughter under a conservatorship. They believed Amanda was incapable of caring for herself and posed a danger to both herself and others. This marked the reemergence of Amanda's controlling parents into her life. In their legal documents, her parents stated that Amanda had become extremely paranoid about being watched. They claimed she was covering smoke alarms with towels and taping windows shut to prevent imaginary cameras from filming her. A former friend revealed additional troubling details about Amanda's mental health. "She told me she wanted to be 100 pounds, the friend recounted. When she was filming Love Wrecked, she had mononucleosis and lost a significant amount of weight, and her mom told her she'd never looked better. That stuck with her." The friend also noted Amanda's sudden obsession with her appearance, including getting cheek piercings and tattoos within weeks. "It's classic body dysmorphia," the friend added. She kept saying, "I want to be 100 pounds, I want to be 100 pounds. Allegedly, Amanda's mother, Lynn, would also comment on her weight, reinforcing insecurities. Amanda entered rehab for a year, but in September 2014, she was arrested again for a DUI after driving under the influence of controlled substances. Shortly after, she was caught shoplifting food from a store, explaining that she had no cash to pay. Witnesses reported Amanda looking disheveled and unwell, with some claiming to have seen her talking to herself in public. One restaurant waiter described her behavior as so erratic and unrecognizable that he couldn't believe she was the same star who once shined on Nickelodeon. She was wearing layers of makeup and acting like a completely different person, he said. The very next day, Amanda was seen wandering the streets with bandages under her eyes and a cigarette in hand. This image went viral, showing a stark contrast between her former self and her current state. It marked the beginning of her complete descent into a life dominated by drugs and mental instability. In October 2014, Amanda made one of the most shocking allegations of her life. She posted on Twitter accusing her father of mentally and sexually abusing her during childhood. She claimed he had repeatedly engaged in inappropriate sexual behavior in front of her, leading her to secretly record him on her phone in an attempt to capture evidence. The accusations stunned her fans and the public, painting a grim picture of her ongoing struggles. The very same day, she retracted her allegations, stating that her father had never done any of those things to her. She claimed that the microchip implanted in her brain had made her say those things, but also alleged that he was the one who had ordered her to be microchipped in the first place. While many dismissed her claims, saying she had lost her mind and was making baseless accusations, others believed her, particularly those who had experienced similar situations themselves. They understood how difficult it is to share such matters, even with family, let alone reveal them to the world, especially when someone is as famous as she was. However, since there was no evidence to support her allegations, they lost credibility over time. Following this, Amanda stayed out of the public eye for quite some time. Her troubled comeback. After years in rehab, Amanda made strides towards a fresh start. In 2018, she earned her associate degree in merchandise product development and announced plans to pursue a bachelor's degree. She expressed a renewed determination to follow her lifelong dream of becoming a fashion designer. This dream was not new. Back in 1999 on The Howie Mandel Show,
You actually drew this yourself?
Yeah, I got a picture off the internet.
I didn't know that. Do you pursue this?
Well, I want to be like a fashion designer. I love to draw like girls. I don't really draw guys. So, I did something special for you.
You draw women? You draw fashions?
Yeah, I like brought you a few pictures like
you did?
show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is like a girl. I don't know if you want to like.
Wow. And
then I drew this Sally Field.
That's Sally Field? Wow. So these
I have like a few more.
Is this what you want to pursue? You want to actually design clothes?
Yeah, well, I think so. That'd be cool, like Amanda Laura Ware or something. That's my middle name.
she had showcased her drawings and shared her desire to launch her own fashion brand, which she intended to name ABCA, as Amanda Bynes California. Taking a break from social media seemed to signal positive changes in her life. She enrolled in the prestigious Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, in short, FIDM, and later that year she graced the cover of Paper magazine. During the interview, she proudly shared that she had been sober for 4 years, crediting her parents and rehab for her progress. "I have no fear of the future," she said. "I've been through the worst, come out the other side, and survived, so I feel like it's only up from here." At the time, it seemed her life was finally on an upward trajectory. However, this progress was short-lived. Reports surfaced alleging that Amanda was not sober in class and at times behaved rudely with her classmates. By 2019, she was sent back to rehab, and it felt as though everyone was back to square one. During this time, Amanda created an Instagram account, and in September 2019, she shared a photo from the sober facility, introducing herself to the platform with the caption, "Hi, I'm on Instagram now." Around the same time, she got a heart-shaped tattoo on her cheek, which some people labeled as creepy. In February 2020, Amanda made headlines by announcing her engagement. She shared a photo of her fiancé, Paul Michael, whom she had met in rehab, along with a picture of her engagement ring. Shortly after, she impulsively decided to get a tattoo of her fiancé's name on her neck, but the tattoo parlor reportedly turned her away due to a lack of ID. Their relationship sparked controversy. Paul was 19 years old, while Amanda was in her late 30s. Their romance was tumultuous, marked by numerous breakups and reconciliations. At one point, they even claimed Amanda was pregnant, but her lawyers quickly clarified that this was not true. In 2022, Amanda filed to end her conservatorship, a move that brought her happiness and a sense of independence. She celebrated this milestone by moving in with her fiancé and preparing for a fresh chapter in her life. But their relationship took a dramatic turn when Paul called the police after a public fight. He accused Amanda of using eye drop pills to get high, while Amanda fired back the next day, claiming Paul was a drug and porn addict. She said she had kicked him out of her house. Paul responded by denying her allegations on Instagram, but later she again apologized publicly, insisting he was clean and that she had been lying. Despite this chaos, Page 6 reported that the couple had ended their engagement but remained in a relationship. The turbulent journey highlighted the continued instability in Amanda's personal life, even as she tried to regain control and move forward. Where is Amanda Bynes now? Today, Amanda Bynes is staying out of the limelight, focusing on rebuilding her life and maintaining a healthier lifestyle. She celebrated her 38th birthday in April by touring apartment complexes, as reported by E! News. Bynes, who previously tried her hand at podcasting. She is now pursuing a career as a cosmetologist. She is working towards earning her manicurist license. Shortly after her birthday, she announced on Instagram that she had returned to school to prepare for retaking the licensing exam. Since I haven't yet passed the board exam yet to get my manicurist license, I started back at school to study manicurist theory and to practice doing acrylics before I take the test again, she shared. I'll be good to go when I get a job at a nail salon. Bynes has expressed that she finds greater satisfaction and consistency in a steady job like this compared to her brief stint as a podcaster. In March, Amanda opened up on Instagram about the impact her mental health struggles have had on her weight. I've gained over 20 pounds in the past few months from being depressed, she revealed. I'm doing a lot better now and have learned to do the opposite action when I don't feel like working out or eating clean. Despite her progress, Amanda admitted she still battles with body dysmorphia, adding, I weigh 162 pounds right now and want to get back to 110 pounds. Her personal life also remains a topic of interest. While neither Amanda nor Paul Michael, her on-again, off-again fiancé, have made any recent statements about their relationship, they faced a tumultuous journey together. In March 2023, reports emerged that they had split, but Paul remains a significant figure in Amanda's life, particularly as she continues to navigate her mental challenges. Reflecting on her career and legacy. Amanda Bynes' journey has been a mix of immense talent, early success, and heartbreaking struggles. She inspired many growing up, particularly through her confident and comedic presence on shows like All That and The Amanda Show. By the age of 20, she had already built a decade-long career with starring roles in hit television shows and movies. She first rose to fame on All That, a widely popular sketch comedy series, and later led The Amanda Show, which became a defining show for Nickelodeon in the early 2000s. While What I Like About You wasn't as big as her earlier work, it had a solid 4-season run and continued to air in syndication until 2013. Despite a few missteps, Bynes was well on her way to building a strong career before her personal struggles overshadowed her professional achievements. Amanda's public breakdown, which unfolded in the 2010s, shattered the image of her as a confident and funny performer. Reports of immense pressure, abuse, and exploitation behind the scenes have since surfaced, shedding light on the darker realities of the entertainment industry. Tragically, these factors, combined with her mental health struggles, derailed her career. While her journey has been marked by challenges, Amanda Bynes remains a testament to resilience. Her story highlights the importance of mental health and the toll of growing up in the often toxic environment of Hollywood. Fans continue to root for her, hoping she finds stability and happiness in the next chapter of her life.